Hello Facebookers, I am here in the studio with Mike Bennett, 101, and there's Mahani in the background doing his thing, arms folded like a security guard. Just gonna put this over here.
So funny, Mell Balment is here, and we were kind of chatting, because that's what we do when we're here. And she said, do you mind if I live stream? I said, you can do what you like. And she was chatting away, and I suddenly realised, oops, music's gone. Bad, bad, bad.
We make it our business to make your business better.
Right,
and that's why Bendigo Bank has been awarded Business Bank of the Year by Roy Morgan for the 4th year in a row.
No, you don't need
You'll
that
get
much.
your own business banker
that's
who'll
another
offer a
thing, or
comprehensive
irrelevant or
personal
whatever.
service
So,
with quick responses and solutions, including loans.
How many live views have you got right now? How many people are on there?
At least 2, but I've found out, no, 4.
Oh, 4, that's 4.
Hello everyone, I'll be coming on live soon. Next 5 minutes.
No, next minute.
Next minute.
30 seconds.
Richardson and Red Springwood not only offers you all of your real estate services, they specialise in money corporate management.
She's got vodka in there.
Business who've been operating in Logan
Water only, for your professional. If you guys have any questions, let us know. Amy and Sharon and David. That's all I can see at the moment. It's hard to tell. Facebook Live isn't always true with the numbers.
Proud sponsors of 101 FM. Call 3808 8878. You're tuned in to the morning show with Mike Bennett on 10.
But not just me, because we've got our resident dating coach, Mell Balment, here. And, you know, we were chatting a few weeks ago, and she was so good the last time she was on the show. And I said, Mel, you're going to have to come back more often. And what she wanted to do was to take over the entire Monday morning show. I wouldn't let her do that. But always a joy. And you know, your official title is our resident dating coach here at 101 FM.
That's pretty cool.
I think
I'm
so.
pretty proud of that.
Well, so you should be as
Thank
well. You. And we were chatting sort of off air about some of the things that people put on various websites. And today, of course, our subject is it's quite a serious one, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it just so happens I put a post up, a blog article on the back of my Dating Naked photo shoot series I did in June. And so that was a stance against the fakeness and the issues people have online dating. And so we kind of took an alignment with a new SBS show coming up called Undressed, where they contacted me looking for applicants. Anyway, long story short, we got together a bunch of singles and we stripped down to our undies and we had placards saying why we're frustrated. Everybody had their own personal view of why they're frustrated with online dating. Okay. And so the one I just posted the other day was basically the issues we have, particularly women, and how men are interacting online, and actually not just the frustrations, but the harassment and the complete inappropriateness that women have to put up with online, and really, really gets me going.
Well, I'm not surprised, and I saw one of the things that you posted, and you were telling me that wasn't even the worst thing.
No, I can't even talk about the worst one. It's just disgusting what happens online.
So here's a question. As somebody who is a dating coach, why do men think, A, it's acceptable to be so blatant, and why do they think, I mean, clearly these people are not looking for a relationship. That's not what they want, is it?
Look, I'm going to frame this whole discussion up by saying we are generalizing today. A very small proportion, like everything in society, whatever segment it is, there's a small proportion that spoils it for those who are genuine. So I'm going to frame up and be very clear. What I'm talking about is the ones who are spoiling it. But that percentage seems to be on the increase in the climb. So there are men out there who do think it's okay to send sexual pictures of themselves, and it even has a name, a term, which I won't use on radio, but
I'm really relieved about that.
It actually has a term. In fact, that term is now commonplace.
What does that say about society?
Thank you. Exactly. Why is it okay for men, and women do it as well? Again, we're generalizing, but this is through many experiences that people have told me. So this is first-hand evidence. It's not just an opinion. Why is it okay for men to do this? And even though I work with men and I love working with men, I work with the ones who want relationships, who are also appalled by what women have been exposed to, literally.
And there's also the dangers as well. And we were chatting again before you came on, that very often people will post up a profile photograph of somebody else.
Yeah, the one I wrote a blog post about, the Facebook post about, that was actually a guy who was insulting a female client of mine who was using a fake profile, because now you can reverse search photographs. Everybody listening, if you're online, you can actually reverse search. Just Google it, reverse search a photo.
Okay.
And you can find out the origin of where it came from. And this one came from a US dating site. Good-looking guy in America is having his ID cracked.
So here's the question, and again, I'm just trying to get into the mindset. I mean, I'm very lucky. I'm very
Good
happily
luck.
married, and you know, I've never, thankfully, had to use these websites because we've been together a long time. And I do think it's more difficult actually for everybody in relationships now, because you've got all of these alternative places that you can meet people. So a guy posts a picture of somebody else up on his Facebook page or whatever, or on a dating website. Then he organises a date. So he walks in the room.
No, it doesn't even
work
get
like
that far.
Right, okay.
But I love where you're being very sweet and innocent, and that's how it's supposed to be. That is
Okay.
what dating is. You organise a date, you get to know someone, then maybe you'll have a phone conversation, then you'll meet them, and so it unravels from there. But
my point was, it's just I can't get my head around the photograph. I can't get my head around the idea. Sure, people might post a picture of themselves 5 years ago when they were slightly thinner and less grey. But if you post a picture of somebody else, so you turn up, eventually, I'll be the one with the red carnation. Hang on a minute. You know, the bloke in the picture was 6'6" and athletic, and you're 5'1" and very fat. How does he think he'll get away with that?
well, if you can answer this, then
Well, I'm a bloke,
that makes
and
you a
don't
god,
get
I
it.
suppose, because I don't know why guys are doing this, and women do it too. So, to be fair, women are equally showing photos before they got married, before they're having children, i.e. 10, 15 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
The face still looks the same, but the personality does not match the
It's just
description and so
crazy.
on.
I
And
just don't get it.
I don't get it either.
And there are, just on a more serious note, there are dangers as well, because, you know, if you don't really know anything about that person, and you believe all the stuff that they put it, because you can say anything, you can become anybody you want online.
That's true.
And it's not until you have that old-fashioned face-to-face that you suddenly realise, hang on a minute, what are the danger signs? Before people even get to the stage of meeting, what should they look out for?
Oh, that's a good question.
I know, that's why I asked.
That's why you do what you do. I'm very much reading between the lines. So if you're looking to meet up with someone you've met online, this is purely online we're talking about, you in theory have something to go on. It's actually harder face to face, you would think, because then you've got nothing. You've got no deal breakers understood, etc.
Yeah.
Online, what you're looking for is, what are your values? What does Mike stand for? What kind of woman does he want in his life? And so you're looking for indicators that would align with those. If you don't know what your values are, or you don't know what kind of person you want to be with, a lot of people are clear on what they don't want, but they're not clear on what they do want. So if you don't have that picture and you don't know what that would look like, it's very hard for you to decipher a profile.
But what about somebody who's maybe been, I don't know, in a long-term relationship, or even somebody that perhaps has been married, the partner has passed away, and they're looking to get back out there into the dating market, and as we say, it's changed a lot. They might not know. They might be looking for a clone of the person that they're no longer with, and of course that really doesn't exist.
Well, that's a whole different topic again.
Well, we need to talk about that next time.
That's maybe the next topic, because that is a deep point to make. Understanding the kind of people we're attracted to can be related to patterns. It can be related to negative, non-serving behaviors. So yeah, let's save that one for next time. But as far as finding that online, if you're looking at a profile, it takes practice to understand what aren't they saying. Everything they are saying sounds good, but what aren't they saying? That is the critical thing that I got good at. So I went on over 70 first dates through online dating when I became divorced. Now this was 9 years ago now, and
I'm guessing online dating wasn't nearly as popular, or even, I mean, people used to frown on it. Oh, wow, how desperate are they if they have to go on online dating? Now it's acceptable, and there are some, I've got to make a point here, there are some very respectable online dating sites who will vet people before they go on, although there are some that perhaps rhyme with Kinder, I don't know, that are not so discerning.
Well, yeah, to jump on that point, when I was online dating, it was just becoming mainstream acceptable. And what I have found in my single journey until finding my partner now is it has shifted big time. More platforms have become available, and what I find is people are jumping from one to the next. They're not finding what they want on the first platform, which is usually more aligned with what they're looking for. They give that a go for a few months, don't find her, don't find him, move on to the next platform. And if I may, the platform membership levels kind of deteriorate.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. You've got to be, because obviously it's radio.
Well, because there's plenty of people on those other websites who are looking for a relationship, who are decent people, but haven't found it on perhaps eHarmony, which is the best, hardest, most a comprehensive website to get through. It's the hardest profile to set up for a reason.
But that's good, because you want to know
Correct.
that the person that you are meeting as a result of going on to eHarmony has also gone through that process.
And having said that, I didn't get one date from eHarmony. I was on it for 12 months and didn't
Obviously,
have one date.
Look how high you set your standards. I mean, that's, you know, clearly the people just didn't exist on these particular
I
sites.
think it was me, not them.
Okay, well, fair enough.
Back then.
So getting back to, and let's, I know that you got a message that came through when you posted this. I haven't got it written down somewhere, but there was a man in particular who, although he didn't take offence at what you posted, he was trying to put it from his perspective as well.
Yeah, somebody called me up saying they'd seen my Facebook post, the one around the label that a man had given my female client. So this was different from the blog post. Basically, because she wouldn't catch up with him the very first meeting and have casual encounters with him.
Sure. That's very sad. I like the way you described it.
He labelled her rather poorly.
Yes.
And then this gentleman called up and said, look, I just want to put forward that men equally get harassed on online dating. I was like, absolutely, totally agree. That article was one perspective of which there are many views. I could write maybe 20 blogs on the negative aspects of dating, online dating. But his perspective in this case was, well, there's a lot of fake profiles and robots. And I'm like, yeah, don't even talk to me about the robots. And if I may go into that, what I found out last year, I met someone who knows someone who owns a dating website overseas, and it is purely to create profiles of a female genre to keep men online dating. So it's creating fake profiles, what they call bots, and it sends out emails to create content for and contact to those women to stay, to those men to stay engaged.
Unbelievable.
Did I explain that clearly enough?
I get it. I mean, I'm guessing if you're not sort of computer savvy, you start talking about robots and you're thinking of Will Smith films and whatever. But I cannot again get my head around that.
I was furious when I found out.
It's amazing. It's a minefield out there, isn't it?
And you know, I don't want to create a case of legality for myself, but basically there are websites that are out there purely to maintain the membership levels on dating websites. Now, you can make your own assumption of what that means. I'm not going to make any statements on air, but it gets you thinking. It's like, if they're trying to keep memberships alive, well, is it in their best interest to create relationships as a result of the dating website?
There's a
question
for
I'll let you work that out.
Let's summarise online dating. What would your one piece of advice be for maybe people that are thinking about it and not quite sure? What's the one thing that you would say that people in the beginning, in the initial stages, what should they be? You said read between the lines, but what one thing could you say to people that would make them a little bit safer?
Oh, well, that's to be safer, I would say stay off it. To be clear, you've got to know why you're online dating. And if you're in a position where you are ready to date, then the resilience isn't going to be an issue. But if you're online dating just because you don't know what you're doing yet, you don't know what kind of relationship you want, it's actually going to make it more difficult for yourself. You're going to get more upset, more frustrated because you can't find them in real life. It's actually going to magnify that online dating.
So there you are. If you need to know a little bit more, we can always put you in touch with Mel. She is our resident dating coach here at 101 FM. And in the weeks ahead, if there are any questions that you want to ask, we can post them via the Facebook page and then we can put them out here. Mel, always a pleasure. And,
that's 15 minutes already.
Do you know what? How quickly does that time go?
So quick.
Amazing. And I only got about 3 questions in, so well done you. You think this show is just thrown together, and I'm thinking, so Mel's coming on. What can I do? What can I play something very appropriate when she comes on here today? And you'll be able to understand when we've done this. Michael Bublé, 101 FM.
There you go, everyone. Mikey!
There we go. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Thank you for the interaction. Oh no, we didn't have any, did we?
We did not have any interaction, but hope you enjoyed it.
Obviously, you people are very happy.
I'm getting some thumbs up and some hearts, which is nice.
Yay.
So hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next month or when we do the next one.
Something like that, yeah.
All right.
I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Oh, it's Monday. I know that.
It's going to be a Monday. We'll be.
It'll be on a Monday. Yeah.
What's your
Maybe
Facebook
about 6
updates?
weeks from now.
Oh, getting all the hearts. People love
It'll
it.
be the pre-Christmas.
He hates this. Here's my hyena watching. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.